We had another solid practice here today. I thought our guys came out, good situational work, got a little bit of 2-minute, third down, obviously red zone. Really pushing, pushing our guys to take ownership in those situations. And I think, I've seen an improvement. I know we talked about on Monday just for defensively in those third down situations, really third and fourth down situations, really playing at a high level these last couple of weeks in regards to that. And then, also just one of the things I've been really pleased with our defense is just their sudden change defense. When you get put on the field in a short field or you're after a turnover or unexpected play occurs. I mean, our defense has been really good in those moments, which continues to speak to the response. Offensively, we got to do a better job, once we get inside the red zone of getting, touchdowns. I mean, you look at last week, I think there was, 2 drives there in the fourth quarter that we were for sure in the second half that we're inside the 10-yard line that we come away with no points, and then that can't occur. We got to continue to get better in that regards, and making sure that we're efficient and not having some of those self-inflicted issues that have shown up. So continuing to emphasize those details, and I think our guys, like I said, put together a solid day of work. You'll hear this morning.
Good afternoon, Coach. Do you feel like the team's done a good job of putting to bed the UNC victory and everything that comes with a big win and focusing wholeheartedly on this coming weekend?
The only thing that when it comes to coming off a win or coming off of a disappointment is the willingness to work and the willingness to improve, and that's what's my number one focus has been. And you're seeing those guys from Sunday on. I think they've had the right mindset and approach. When you look at back on Saturday, I mean, that was part of the message, is that we didn't play 60 minutes of football like we wanted to. We had a really good first half. We had some critical plays in the second half, positive and negative, that put us in position. But we allowed that game to be a lot closer than it needed to be by the way that we played and some of the mistakes that were made. So this week our message is we have to have 60 minutes. We need to have a complete game because going on the road, this is a very talented team that we're playing. If we don't bring our A game, it is going to be extremely tough for us. And they create a lot of matchup problems. They obviously do a great job in what they're doing. In all 3 phases, we got to play at our best game here this week.
Hey, Coach. You talked about your defense and trying to carry that momentum into this week. Just talk about some of the challenges that Louisville poses to your defense.
They really stretch the field in all regards. I mean, vertically, with their vertical passing game, it's extremely impressive what they're able to do. Some of the misdirection, the speed that they have, the movement that they're able to get through some of the schemes in the outside zone. Their offensive line is very, they're well versed in what they're being asked to do, and they've seen every look. They do a great job in what they're doing. Obviously, the running back, I think, is an elite player. Quarterback, can hurt you in all aspects. So when you look at Louisville offensively, I mean, you see the potential that they have, and if we don't play at a very high level, they will expose us, and obviously could have potential for big plays. So we've got to do a great job of trusting our eyes, making sure we're playing with great fundamentals, and then just an absolute relentless pursuit to the football.
I think Jordan has kind of caught a lot of us by surprise. I'm guessing he's probably caught some of these defenses by surprise early on. Are you already starting to see defenses change approaches to account for him, and what kind of things does he need to do, and what kind of things do you guys need to do as a staff to kind of counter what those teams start to do?
I mean, for us, we've got to take what the defense gives us, and there's a lot of things that we can build in within the general scheme of our offense that that I believe will help Jordan as he continues to grow, and he's done a good job, but he's not played a perfect game, and there's a lot of things that he that you take from from these previous experiences, and he understands the areas that which he can improve. And each week is going to be different. Depending on what you're going to see, and there's certain things that teams of how they rotate. How the maybe safety depths, different things like that. The thing that's been great is Jordan's done such a good job of pushing the ball vertically down the field. I mean, he's the vertical passing game is operating for us at this time as good as it's been, and he's really doing a nice job in helping to create those explosive plays with his arm, which really challenges your defenses on how much you want to bring the safeties down. To be able to account for him in the run game. And so for us, it's just continuing to take what the defense gives us, become cleaner in all aspects of what we're doing at each offensive position. But, I think Jordan has really embraced that, and, he's putting together a really good week this week.
In recruiting, obviously, on-the-field results is something that a new coaching staff is always going to it's always important in terms of showing evidence of what you're kind of telling the recruits. But in a year like this, where there's no in-person recruiting, they can kind of see all those things here for themselves. How much more important does that make results?
Well, I mean, I think with the situation that we're going through, it definitely magnifies the on-the-field performance. I believe in how we do things, how we do things on the field, how we do things off the field, the type of young men we're looking to bring here in all aspects. We're looking for the right fit. We want the biggest, strongest, fastest players that fit the mindset and the approach that we're looking for. And, for them, it's about being able to see those results playing out. How we play the game is critical. I want recruits and parents and fan base to see a team that plays with unbelievable passion. That's a football team that's explosive in all three phases. And because this is a program and offense, defense, especially, and it's built for playmakers. So I want guys that whether they're playing offensive line, whether they're playing defensive line, that they can see and envision themselves for what what they can do here at one of the greatest institutions and football programs in college football history. So we have to play well, to be able to showcase that. But then there's also things of just the belief of not only where we are but also where we're going. So it all kind of plays together, throughout the recruiting process.
Coach, as the results are starting to generate for the players, and they've kind of gotten that confidence underneath them, have you seen like an uptick in players coaching other players and just kind of taking that leadership role upon themselves?
Well, I mean, leadership is something that I truly believe just has to be consistent. And as you see guys that are consistently making the choice to go out there and perform at the best of their ability, on the field, off the field, in the classroom, how they're taking the decisions they're making socially, and in every aspect that they're willing to make the choice daily. And when you have that example, and guys see how that benefits them to playing at a higher level. That's where that confidence emerges. And we've got guys on our team that are unbelievable leaders, but they don't say a whole lot. But they don't have to. And when they do decide to speak up or talk to a teammate or try to help them along, they've got the confidence because of what they're willing to put on tape every day and how they're able to come to work and just the inspiration that they are. So we're looking for more of that. We're still, like I said, we're still early in our process, and everybody's trying to get better. But you definitely see guys that are taking ownership and living to the standard that we're asking.
I don't think you guys have had a ton of, false starts or motions or things like that, pre-snap penalties, but you have had a few in situations down near the goal line. Is that a focus thing, and you guys getting anxious, and how do you help them correct that?
We've had a heck of a lot more than what I want to see. I mean, it's that's one of the things that are those focus penalties. Those are things that we have to eliminate. And there's a lot of different situations that occur, and I know we had a couple that started off early in the game. This past game, it was actually one of our worst games that we've had when it comes to that. But it's those things we can easily control, and when that shows up, that's one of the things that really irritate me. That and then just the unsportsmanlike, the extracurricular, those things have to be eliminated because we're in 100% control of those. At times, if there is a holding call, that we can work and continue to coach and teach fundamentals. If there's a push and shove and all that stuff out there on the perimeter. I mean, when it comes to pass interference offensively or defensively, you can work and continue to build technique there. But some of the things that take no effort, they just require the choice to focus and lock in and to be in control of your emotions. There's no excuse for those. And that is what we're pushing. And, we've got to do it in all aspects. And, I think our team fully understands that.
Coach, how often are you trying to keep tabs on Hamza, and does the bye week sort of factor into the management of that situation?
Well, I keep tabs on Hamza every day. And, so we're working, and, he's going through his process, and, he looked good running around today. I think every day he's just going to continue to do everything he can to be able to put himself in a position to play at his best level. And like I've said before, I'm not going to put him on the field until I feel confident and he feels confident he's going to be able to do that. But he's very, very active in everything we're doing right now, and I'm hopeful that this is going to, show up soon with him out there on the field, whether it's a week, whether it's whenever that time is. I know that he's working with that sense of urgency to get back on the field, and I'm excited about it.
All right, we're going to do two more. Go back to Kurt on the demo back.
Clearly, you talked to him, I think Monday about Tamori and expecting him back soon. I guess, do you have any idea of a timeline, or is that something similar where you're kind of monitoring it to see where he's at?
Soon. I don't know how long that'll be, but it'll be soon.
Last one, go back to Ira.
So a couple weeks ago, you singled out Tamarian for his effort practice, and last week at Josh and maybe some other guys. Are you seeing that spread? Because I think you said you hope that would kind of be a teaching moment for some of the other guys.
Yeah, I see guys that, they're definitely embracing that. And, I know I mentioned after the game, really after, I guess it was Monday, when you go back and watch the film and you see guys that played, a higher number count of snaps than what they've been accustomed to, and still being able to play at a high level, effort and obviously performance there late in the game, that builds confidence. And to continue to elevate that level of play, you got to push harder in practice. And a guy that I don't know if I've singled out, but I thought that showed up in the game with J-Rob did some. I mean, if you go and look at the 4th down and 1 play, in the last game, I mean, you watch him come off the ball, against their tackle. I mean, literally just unbelievable effort. And then you watch late in the game, just him throwing his body around, chasing the quarterback, being able to try to be active. And I see him coming along, and that's a guy that I've challenged him since I've been here, that I wanted to see that type of consistency. And the only way that's going to happen is if you do it in practice. And I think he's starting to buy into that, little by little every day. But there's I would say majority of our team is they all know it. And they all see it. They all see the example. But willing to get that in your mind to where you just, and I know I say it a lot, but like you can go give a great effort through every rep in practice, push yourself to the max, and you're going to be okay. And then you build in your confidence and be able to do that. And then all of a sudden you look at game day and you're playing harder, you're playing faster, you're playing with better fundamentals and technique because you just trained yourself to do that. And so I know it sounds like a little simple thing, but it's one of the critical elements to our improvement. And it's always going to be, because that is the objective, to get better, to push ourselves to a new level. And it's got to show up in all aspects of what we're doing.